Hello, my name is Brianna Edmonds, and this is Motion Capture to Animation and Beyond, a look at motion capture and its history and its effect on video, animation, and film. First thing to do when looking at motion capture is to look at its history. Motion capture developed from rotoscoping. Rotoscoping is the process of filming a sequence for animation with a reference and then drawing over that film frame by frame. This process was used in Snow White and a lot of the early Disney films. Rotoscoping was invented by Max Fleischer in 1915. From this process, this process led to motion capture because people needed a quicker way to capture the movements that they were going to use for their animations. So motion capture was introduced for a computer in 1980. Tom Calvert was a professor at Simon Fraser University, and he used motion capture to research the movement of the human body. They would do this by attaching potentiometers to the body, or like body parts, and observing like the movements and inputting those movements into the computer. So this led to better research of the human body, and this process developed even further into what we use motion capture for today. Motion capture in video game animation. Motion capture was first used in the game Rise of the Robots, and it was originally criticized because the overall game was very easy to beat, and people felt that they sacrificed the overall game mechanics for the utilization of motion capture. Because the process was still very new, this sort of situation was to be expected, but nowadays we have much better technology and motion capture is much more widely used. Just last year, 2016, Epic Games and Ninja Theory showcased their development of real-time motion capture. This is a really big deal because now they can capture movements in a game engine, and the same thing could be done with animation and for film and shows. Motion capture and its reception and use in film. In film, motion capture is used for CGI characters. And some examples of this are Pirates of the Caribbean and the Planet of the Apes. Even though this is really revolutionary for recording movements for animated characters, it's not very respected in the animation or film industry. And animated films that use mostly motion capture are not eligible for animated film categories in the Oscars because it's considered to be just special effect, and the same for actors who are performing for CGI characters in film in the Oscars. Their performances are also not respected as acting performances because people feel like it's mostly the work of the motion capture and the animation. This is a little strange because the actors still have to act with their full bodies in order to give the animators something concrete to work with. If the actors are doing a poor job, the motion capture won't even really help. And furthermore, the actors also have to use their voices and really act completely. They have to put themselves completely into the role. In addition, animated films that use motion capture are still, they still take a lot of technique, because even though you're using the motion capture, you still have to go back and rework the motions that are recorded, because it's not going to be perfect, because it was done by a computer. And to wrap it up, motion capture is developing, persisting, and full of potential. As Epic Games showed, they now have the ability to produce motion captured animation in real time. This could be potentially used for a lot of different applications, and it's only time can tell how it will affect multiple industries, animation and film, in the future. I think motion capture has become the standard for video game animation in particular, as well as special effects, character animation for film.